Let's look at the 450 highlights of the first ever SuperMotocross event from Charlotte's zMAX Dragway. And the big story coming in was the 22 moto win streak from Pro Motocross for the number 18 Honda rider, Jet Lawrence. But would it change when we went to the hybrid type track? A little bit of motocross, a little bit of supercross. Justin Barcia is going to lead early with a hole shot. That
right-hand first turn was pretty even. I thought for sure the left hand was going to be most dominant.
Ty Masterpool second, but here comes Chase Sexton on a mission.
Yeah, Chase was, I mean, he looked good all day long. I mean, we thought when Jet threw it at 113 in practice that it was going to be the same, but Chase had different plans for that. And I think the start helped him. You know, he got in there, and those guys were kind of jumping all over Jet, and it was allowing Chase to get in as we were watching, you know, Jet trying to get around Jason Anderson. Jason's like, no, not today. And that was kind of the story of his day, really, Jet.
Yeah, really lackluster performance from the 18 of Jet Lawrence, especially coming from the dominant Pro Motocross Championship, going undefeated, 22 motos straight, never losing. But if you liked what you saw from the 23 this first moto, you're going to probably like what you saw from him in the second moto as well.
Big win to get back on the board and dominate that first moto after a disappointing motocross campaign. Of course, he is your Monster Energy Supercross champ. How about this? All these factory bikes and the HBI Racing self-funded Kawasaki team, Ty Masterpool beats them all to the start.
Yeah, Ty's been doing that all year long, just like the motocross, but you know, he's playing a game of chicken with Roczen, trying to cut him off, but Roczen struggled in that rhythm section, but he nailed it there. And this is where Adam Cincerella had a big crash. Kind of got lucky on riding that thing out, but definitely a bad start to the second moto for him.
Hey, massive shout out to, he'll get back up on his bike. Massive shout out to Ken Roczen coming back. He only raced one Pro Motocross race. And to come out here and do what he did, but this is what Ken Roczen does. He's really explosive at the beginning of the races, and he's able to set a pace and kind of ride the lead for a while.
Sexton is able to get around Masterpool, who had been struggling big time, could have had his appendix removed, chose to hold that off just to get to these playoff races. A couple minutes in, he started to fade, and then an unbelievable charge from Sexton, and this surprised all of us how quickly he got to Roczen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it surprised Ken as well, you know, because at one point Chase was like 6-7 seconds down, and he just closed that gap really quick. And then it was Jet Lawrence's time to try to make that pass, and he tried making a run towards his teammate, as this is what we were talking about earlier, just flight technique and tactician at his finest.
But he tried to make a run, yeah, but he couldn't do it this time against Sexton, who goes 1-1, an emphatic first ever overall win in the Super Motocross World Championship. And there are the Honda teammates keeping the win streak alive for their team, no doubt about that. Roczen, as you said, RC, great job on the podium. And how about Dylan Ferrandis on the Monster Energy Star Yamaha? We didn't really get to see much from him in Supercross this year. An early season crash and concussion knocked him out of it. He was fast in motocross, second in the championship, and very good today with third overall with the 2-4 scores. Lawrence with that second in Moto2 recovers for fourth overall over Anderson, Plessinger, Barcia. Webb in his return to Yamaha, eighth. Here are your points. Sexton already had an edge on Plessinger, Lawrence, and everyone else coming into this, and then he scored points today by winning, and that gives him a nice gap of 12 going into our next race, which is his home race in Chicago.